For this tutorial, I'll be teaching us how to make this beautiful fishing line spiral structure. So what we'll be needing for this tutorial is an organza. We'll be needing an organza, a fishing line, or a boning, sewable boning. That is what we'll be making use of. So the first thing to do is I measured my organza. If I'll be needing a spiral of 10 inches width, I'll have to double it by make it three triple. That'll be 30 inches organza I'll be measuring. Then I'll measure the required length I needed for this structure. So after doing that, please make sure you are making use of one organza. Even though you can see I did two there, make use of just one organza. I wanted to, that is why I did that. But the right one to use is a single organza. So the first thing to do is to tape the mouth, the edge like that, and you go and stitch it. Just as you've seen that I have stitched it. Then after stitching it, then I will go to the machine. You measure 1 inches. After measuring 1 inches, fold it at that 1 inches, and you stitch on a very tiny line. Make it very tiny as possible. The time the what you are sewing is you are making a case for your fishing line. If you are making use of a fishing line, you can make use of 1 mm fishing line, but for me I made use of sewable bony. I'll be showing us how I removed my fishing line from the sewable bony. So back to what I'm saying, you have to stitch, make it very tiny. The tinier it is, the more beautiful your outcome will be. So take time to stitch, make it tiny, and don't allow the space in between your fishing line casing to be too wide. Make it as close as possible. So by the time you are through sewing, you've gotten the width of the structure you need, then you stop. So for this I needed the width of 8 inches. So when I see that I've gotten to that 8 inches, I stopped. Then I moved down to my fishing line and I measured the length of the fishing line I'll be needing. I mean the bony that I'll be needing. I need the structure to be of length 40 inches. So I measured 40 inches on the sewable bony, and I try to cut as many as possible so I can get as many fishing line that will be enough for my structure. So after having done that, you will now trim off the tiny edge at on that fishing on that on the bony, on the sewable bony, like you see me doing. Make sure you trim both sides. This is one side of it. The other side too, you make sure you trim it. Make sure you are not cutting through the hard substance inside. So that is the hard substance I'm removing now. Once you open that place, you'll be able to bring out your fishing line. Is very strong, stronger than the not regular fishing line we know. So that is why I decided to make use of that. Then I started removing it one after the other. So I will remove as many as possible. You take your time to remove. Make sure you have enough fishing line um available. So you take your time to remove it. And once you are able to gather it, then you are good to go to start inserting it um inside your casing, the casing that you have made already. So this is what I am still doing here. I'm taking my time to gather all the fishing line. Make sure I have enough fishing line as possible. So once I am through, I gathered it. That's what you are seeing with me there. Then I started picking it one after the other, and I started inserting it inside the casing. You can see how tiny and beautiful it is. So once it is tiny, as you are inserting the fishing line, you will see it forming on its own. The curve will start coming out on its own. So I will continue to put my fishing line inside the casing. So while putting your fishing line, it may seem difficult because the casing is very tiny. So at some point the fishing line may find it difficult to go through. Just make sure you sort out that point. make that place free for the passage of the fishing line. So if you take your time to arrange them properly, you will be getting a very neat and good job, a very beautiful job at the end of the day. So it's, you can see I'm struggling to insert it inside the casing because of the way it is. But trust me, the tinier it is, the better. The tinier it is, the better. Like you can see how tiny and beautiful the shape is coming. So all what we need to know is what you have just learned in this tutorial. So once I'm done inserting the fishing line and it is set, I'll make sure I trim my excess off and I will tape it. So once I tape it, then I can now shape it to any desired shape. You can shape it or you can place it anyhow, any shape you like on your gown, and it will be coming out very neat because the outcome is very flexible. You can fold it, you can spread it, you can twist it. It's just very flexible. So if you are able to watch to this end, please kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel. I'll be uploading so much tutorials DIY that will be very useful for us. Please like, share and subscribe.